Hey gang. Yes, we are live. It's like super harsh lighting in here and super close-up camera because my arm's not long enough. Haven't gotten to use my, I have a new toy that I'm going to try and use soon, but haven't had a chance to use it yet. Hopefully you can hear me. I have a microphone on to kind of help out because I'm on the road traveling and just stopped literally in a Starbucks so that we could do this live session today. So let me know if you're here. Hi Elaine, nice to see you. So I can see if some people I can see. Most people though, you have to say something for me to know that you're here. Hey Doug, can you share in the group please? So yeah, it's been kind of a crazy time. We have all kinds of new screen readers. Thank you guys for being so patient with all of the emails and the posts and there's so much activity, but it's been so fun. We had such a good time launching, bringing on, hi Anson, good to see you, bringing in new students. It's just been really an amazing time. Hey Peggy, hi-de-ho, hi-de-ho. So yeah, we just wanted to start out with a big old thank you to people for coming in, joining the masterclass. We had thousands of people coming into the masterclass, super fun. We learn every time, like we are constantly learning from you, how we can better serve you, what better things that you need, and it makes us reach out to other people. We're bringing in more producers. Nova Scotia, right on. Yay for Canada. Hi Susan, hi Bonnie, good to see you back. Haven't seen you for a while, glad to see you back in the mix. So yeah, so thank you guys for being just so you. Just being so you. So we're bringing in some more producers, lining them up, bringing them in. Heidi-ho. Super fun. So we have a handout today. We're going to talk about masterminds today. Wah, wah, wah. Let me know if you're in a mastermind. And if you are, is it working out for you? How's that going? So let me know. And if you don't know what that is, we're going to cover that today. And we're going to cover it because you hear, well, you might not, but that term is thrown around quite a bit. Masterminds are pretty common these days. You see it online. Oh, children. I see children. So, sitting by myself talking. Hopefully most people know that this is like nowadays, right? People are hip to this, right? Would you think this is weird if you walked into a Starbucks? Would you be like, what's that weird lady doing in the corner talking on her phone? So, yeah. So, hi Jackie, good to see you. So yeah, let me know if you're in a mastermind, and if you are, how is it? Is it good? So we're going to cover that a little bit today. We do have a handout. We always have handouts. And Doug, are you able to post that? I can get it, but it'll be a little bit hard for me. But if not, we'll post it at the end. But basically we have a handout, and it's the HG mastermind in the link I sent you. So we're going to kind of cover what they are and why they're important and how you can use them. Warren, Ohio. Nice. Ohio. Wow. So it's good evening for you guys. To me, it's still daylight, as you can see. There's California. It's a rainy day here in California. Gotta love the palm trees, though. I do love palm trees. Yes, I do. So, yeah, I was gonna go by the beach, but because I'm near the beach right now, but I thought it might be a little too cold because I'm a wimp, and also then it was going to get dark, and it's just like too many factors. So instead I'm going to look like a fool all by myself talking to you in a Starbucks. Well, good. Thank you for that, Jackie. Appreciate that. I don't feel so bad. Quite normal. Awesome to talk live from coffee houses. I'm totally normal, at least about that. Don't know about other things, but in that regard, lots of snow. Yeah, I'll be back. I think I'm going back to the snow in March because I can't get enough. No, that's not why. Because there's people I love there. That's the only thing that will draw me to the snow to stay for any length of time because I'm a total wimp. So, masterminds, yes. So, we thought we'd just kind of go through, basically what is a mastermind for anyone who might not know. And then, because there's a difference now, and you're kind of seeing, at least I'm seeing this term mastermind thrown around quite a bit, and especially in the online world, if you take any online courses, often they offer a supposed mastermind along with it, but sometimes it's not exactly what it seems. And so we wanted to kind of cover that today so that you can learn how, or not learn necessarily, but we can talk about how they help you and how, it can go. Awesome, Zombie Palooza Radio Live. What? That sounds pretty awesome. Zombie Palooza. All right, so I don't know if you know, but I used to run a haunted house. We're not doing it this year. It's very sad. But yeah, have a whole background in that whole world. Oh, I'm sorry, Elaine. Oh, you're going to miss out on your annual snowstorm. Really? Because I thought it was pretty. We had more snow this year in California and Big Bear than we've had, like, I don't know, it's setting records. Anywho, we could talk about weather because we're from all over the place, right? So I wanted to talk a little bit about masterminds because sometimes people call things masterminds and not really that. So basically, a master plan, what they are is a place for peers, and I have notes here, that's what I'm referring to, which that's the handout. So I want to make sure that I stick to the handout so I don't squirrel off too much, she says with confidence. But they're a place for peers to brainstorm, problem solve, and create accountability. That's the main purpose, really, in my opinion. Well, I guess it's two things, is to brainstorm and come up with ideas, but accountability is one of the biggest, coolest things about a true mastermind, is that you're holding each other accountable. So what happens is a group of people come together and you find a way, especially now with social media, you can do it through Facebook Live, you can do it through Zoom, which is the platform that we use when we do webinars. And we also use Easy Webinar, which is another webinar platform. There it is. Doug just posted the handout. Thank you very much. No, that's not the right one, Doug. No, the one that I emailed you, because that one doesn't go through lead pages, if you know what I mean. I emailed it to you. Cool. Although it doesn't really matter. They both work. Yeah, no. That comes through. No, it doesn't. Nothing like live TV. So, which reminds me, we have news. Giggle. So we have the handout, but we also, so the two differences that we have in our handouts is we have handouts, and then we have a place now where we're collecting handouts all together. So we do it to where you can opt into a page that has more than one handout. That's the one I'm talking to, and that's the link that I emailed you. And it should be a lead page, if that makes sense. We're doing a little behind the scenes lingo for you, but basically it's we created it so, and this was one of our screen readers' ideas. Your regular one. As you can see, Doug and I, we just met today for several hours planning out our next thing, and we were laughing about how many different emails accounts we have, because we are, we got a lot of them going on. 20, no, it's getting more. We had several screen readers and gatekeepers asking if they could get the handouts all in one place. So we made it so that you could opt into a page where you can download all the handouts. Well, we separated them, we organized them for you. So sometimes it has to do with screenplay formatting, how to write a screenplay a reader will love. Sometimes it has to do with how to be your own boss, which is what this is. So this takes you to a page, how to be your own boss, and then that has several. I think we're just getting started, so I think there's just a couple on that page right now, but we're going to continue to build it, because we are also, not only are we broadcasting through Facebook, but we are now broadcasting through YouTube as well. And then starting next week, we will be broadcasting through Instagram, and all of this will be going on our podcast. We're everywhere. We're taking over the world. So yeah, it'll be just simultaneously broadcasting to the three places, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, and then we'll be recording that and putting it on the podcast, because we are planning to have even more guests, because that was super popular. Hi, Terrence. Good to see you. So we got a lot going on, so we're super excited. So, and then within that, so wherever you're watching this, if perhaps you're, yay for Doug, that's the one we mean. So if you are watching this through YouTube and through Instagram, you just look in the feed or look down below the video, and we will put the link to everything there. So you can join our party in many different ways. And then being in the Facebook group too, we just kind of have fun and share articles and that kind of thing in there. And then also you can join our mailing list. So we send you reminders of different topics or any guests that we might have and that kind of thing. So we have big plans of bringing in lots of cool people, just giving you as many resources as we can, because we're just having a great time. And it's fun, right? Oh, life should be fun. And we want better. Is that better? It's all better. Thanks, Doug. Appreciate it. Yay. So, yeah. So Masterminds. So yay for Doug, says Cherie. And everybody welcome Cherie, because she's the newest member of our team. Yippee! Cherie is our welcome wagon. She's doing a really, really fine job with that. So, yeah. So there you have it. So when you see people, sometimes people will have online courses and they'll put where they call it a mastermind involved, but a mastermind really truly, like some people might call this a mastermind. In my opinion, this is not a mastermind, because it's me yammering on and on and on. A mastermind is where you truly are, I talk and then you talk, and then I talk and then you talk. And it goes around, everybody kind of, yay, Rebecca, did you get in? I hope you got in. We were working on it. Hi, Elizabeth. Good to see you. So, so the thing that a mastermind is not is this. It's not a lecture. This is more like a lecture or a class, or even if we have guests, it's a presentations, right? It's one way. Even though you're able to make comments and give feedback, it's not like you're talking then I'm talking. So that's not a mastermind. So when you form a mastermind, basically you get together with a group of people, and Doug and I are in a couple. Hi, Maura. Nice to see you. Did I say that right? Is that right? Moira. Is that right? Sorry, it's bad. I should just not even try. I should just go, hi. Hi, Em. That's the coolest name ever, though. I'm sorry. Bartolotta? That's awesome. I love names. Anyway, yay, you're in. Hooray. Rebecca's in the club. Have you ever seen that Far Side? One of my favorites, of the dog that running across the street, and they go, Rusty's in the club, because it's made across the cars. Sorry. So anywho, so if you are joining a mastermind, truly it's like you get together with a group of people, and Doug and I, we have one that's just smoking. We meet every single Friday, just on the clock. We schedule out 2.5 hours, because it's just, sounds like Laura. Thank you. I had it right the first time. See? Quit when you're ahead. Maura, Laura. Like Shree and Treat. So, so we meet and we block out 2.5 hours, and there's 5 of us, but Doug and I count as one. And then we go around. Each person gets 15 minutes or whatever that works out to be, a little more than 15 minutes, and we talk about what our accomplishments were that week. We celebrate our wins, and then we talk about what are we going to do for the next week, and then we hold each other accountable, and that's basically it. And then we're in a messenger group, and we send little things throughout the week. If we have an idea, or sometimes we'll share like I shared our planner that we have with one of our people in our mastermind, because she was thinking about doing a planner. So we just kind of help each other in that way, and it is so valuable. I can't say enough, because we just kind of talk about how important it is to have people in your life that speak your language, right? That's why this group is so great, because it's a certain tribe. You are introverted extroverts, you are writers, you are a different breed of animal, and you look at the world in a different way, and that's why we connect. And so having a mastermind where you can really get granular about it can really, really, really kind of make, things really, really succinct. Well, we're going to talk about joining masterminds in a moment. This mastermind is kind of not Hollywood Gatekeeper related, so you'd be like, what is this? It's like for online things. So, but that's what we're going to talk about, is how to kind of create a mastermind, what you look for, how to create it, what you do. So basically, you want to find that tribe. And it's funny, because Doug and I, this came up in our conversation today, and it's come up many times this week. There's a book called The Slight Edge that I highly, highly, highly recommend. But basically what it comes down to is the slight edge, and I see this in so many different mentoring groups and so many different places, is like it comes down to those tiny little movements that you do, that end up making a huge difference. When you think about it, the tiny choices that you make every single day, they add up. They add up. If you want to finish your screenplay, you need to write every day. Like those little things, the choice that you make, am I going to do this or that? However small they might be, will add up to your health, will add up to how much sleep you get, will add up, they all make a difference. And in the long run, it's those little choices that make a difference. And by surrounding yourself with people that speak your language, that understand your tribe, and we were, when you're doing an online business, and we have, during enrollment period, we call it, behind the scenes, we call it launching. We're launching our enrollment period, and so that's kind of what we all call it. And even though the people in our mastermind aren't doing screenwriting things, they're doing different things, but we all have that similar, we all call that particular when we're opening enrollment to whatever it is that we're doing, we call that launching. And so we have a thing called Launch Brain, and that has to do with, we're really busy. When enrollment is open, we're talking to people, we're doing Facebook Lives every day, we're enrolling people, we're doing the webinars, we're making sure all the technical stuff is put together with the webinars, we're making sure that all the handouts work, that the link to here works, that there's not typos, right? Like, because there's been typos and things. It's like, it's a constant, and we're a small little team. So it's just really, really, you guys are forming a mastermind right below me. It does. Like every business, has its own vernacular, and that's true with the online world too. There's a whole list of words that are just like, at first you're like, what is that? And a lot of acronyms, like a boatload of acronyms that you're like, what is that? What is ROI and CPC? And like, there's just so many. Well, ROI is kind of universal, but so by having this group, and so we were on this mastermind, and I said something, and I got confused, and then I was like, I'm sorry, I have launch brain. And one of the people in the mastermind said, just having someone in her life that says that, like, makes a huge difference. People understand it. We've been a little bit sleep deprived. I don't see Deb in here, but so I've been also working on another project, and just kind of debacling it a bit, like missing things and missing deadlines and sending things wrong emails. I'm like, I'm so sorry, I really need some sleep. But that's what happens during that time period. And sleep is very, very important. That's one of my biggest challenges, is not sleeping, because I just am excited and want to do things. So but that's the thing, and that's what a mastermind can really help. And as a writer, so important. Not so much that you need to brainstorm your screenplay or your story, or you need to brainstorm how you're going to get those pages done. You need to brainstorm, like, that's what coffee is for, right? I got my coffee right here. Although, she says, that's not, I fall asleep instantly, like, doesn't seem to help. Yeah. So, anywho, but if I start working on Hollywood Gatekeepers, forget it. I'm up all night because I'm so excited. And I bring Kendra her iced tea. Yes, we're all in this world together. So, and I think that's why we get along here, because we can talk about inciting incident, and we can talk about, character arcs, and we can talk about all those things, and we can relate to it, right? So forming a mastermind is really, really a good idea. And in your handy, you'll see a couple famous masterminds. This whole thing started with a book called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Really amazing book, where he went around for basically his whole life and just shadowed people like Carnegie and super wealthy, successful people. And he just followed them around and watched their daily practices and put it all together, and then realized that they all had a very similar mindset. And so the mindset of how you approach things, and I'm reading a really good book, really into books, really good book called Mindset by Carol Dweck. And really interesting stuff about the difference between having a growth mindset and having a fixed mindset, and how much it can help you if you have a growth mindset. And I hear it instantly when someone does not have a growth mindset. It's so obvious. It's like, no matter what you say to them, they come back to you with how it won't work. It just won't work. It doesn't work that way. That's not how it is. And sometimes it can happen to people, and this is a real trap for writers, for sure, where if you are intuitively a good writer, you can write stories, and you've been a storyteller. What happens often, and this is true in sports as well, if someone is intuitively gifted, or music or whatever, and you have an intuition and you have a gift in this area, then if it doesn't come easily, and then when you have to start working for it, a lot of people have a really hard time with that, because they think, no, I should already have this. And so they're so much harder on themselves than the person that doesn't feel like that feels like they need to learn. Having that open mind and being willing to learn, and those of you that watch this, we see a big growth mindset with the people that are really active in Hollywood Gatekeepers and Hollywood Screenwriters, because this is all about learning. So if you're already active, then typically you already have that growth mindset. But for those people that go, no, it's this way and it's that way, that you just limit yourself so much. And a lot of people cannot quite make the Olympic team because they didn't quite have that mindset. And it's one of the things that makes the greats great. Michael Jordan, really good example, where he just always was practicing, always learning, always, no matter what, no matter how good he got, always learning. Went off and played baseball for a while because he's just always expanding, right? So developing a mastermind where you can continue that. And so it's not so much, you can brainstorm story, and you can have a mastermind where you're actually writing, helping each other come up with the next plot point or whatever it might be. That could be very useful. But it also should have an element of getting it done. Speed of implementation. That's another real key to success, is like getting things done, moving it forward, getting it done. That's really, really kind of a big deal. So there's a couple of examples of some Disney animators, of people that got together once Napoleon Hill's book came out. This is one of the things I love about you, Anson. The only thing I know to be true is I know nothing, right? And I'm actually taking a real estate class right now. Because Eben Pagan, and I'm always going to be throwing all these names and books at you, and I just highly recommend you look into all of them. Eben Pagan is my geeky hero. I've worked with Jim James Cameron, Richard Dreyfuss, all these people, and yet I'm like, Evan Bacon, because he's just really brilliant marketer, really brilliant entrepreneur, and taking a real estate class now with one of his proteges. And he does all this too, but I really, I recommend that you look all of this up. And I was in the real estate class and they were like, you have any questions? And I was like, I don't know what I don't know. Yes, no, I don't even know what to ask, right? But it's so fun. And so everything comes down to just the skill of being open to learn. So the elements of a mastermind are basically goal setting is one of the big ones. So what you want to do is you want to look for your tribe, right? You want to find those people that have that already kind of speak your language, that are already sort of on the trajectory that you're on, that are already committed to moving forward. Yes, all of them, right? That are already committed to whatever their next step is, that you'll know right away if you fit or not. It's just pretty clear. And then if you set some ground rules right out the gate, then sometimes you can't make every single one, but if someone's super flaky, unless it's their turn, then you don't want them in the oh, good for you. I'm not going to be in real estate. I just want to invest in real estate. I want to learn what I'm doing. So but you'll know right away if it's not a good fit. So basically what you do is you gather 4, 5, 10, 20. It could be a big group, because what you do is you create a hot seat. So you can do it the way that we do it with our mastermind, where because it's small, we are able, and all of us are moving really fast. We all have big things happening, and so no one wants to wait. We all want to get the next step. And so, but in a larger group, you can do it to where you have a hot seat every week. So, and I've been in groups with Stu McLaren and James Wedmore and these people that have online groups. And so in that case, they bring someone on in the hot seat. And so that person works with the mentor or whatever. And then, what happens is, I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. Not with the mentor, because that's not a mastermind. In a mastermind, the person will be on the hot seat. They'll say what they're thinking, and then everyone gives advice. And we do this in Screen Readers sort of intuitively. Everyone kind of chimes in. And so because Doug and I are so open, we want to hear your feedback, that we are trying to kind of get that master. Some people are shy, but we're trying to get that kind of round robin going. We want to hear people's feedback, because we don't know, especially in the entertainment business, right? It's so ridiculous to think there's one way to do things. So then you go around and that person says what their challenge is and what they're working on, and then everybody kind of gives them ideas about what to do next. And then so each time that you meet, you schedule however much time that you have, however many hot seats you can do in one mastermind session. And so you just do that, and you kind of round robin it. And so it basically starts with, today is so and so's day to be be in the middle, duck duck goose. And for them to say what their challenge is and what they're working on, and then we all brainstorm, and then the next person goes and let's say you do 3 people, and then at the end you decide who are the next 3 to go. And you can do it, alphabetically. You can do it. A lot of times masterminds will do it based on who has a deadline coming up that's sort of important. So it's based on urgency, as long as no one's really dominating the group. And it's funny because we have a mastermind where one of our members she's also facilitating a good part of it, but she tends to take the back seat. So we're always like, no, what are you working on? I wanted to make sure, because she's so used to kind of facilitating things that sometimes I think she kind of uses that sometimes as a way to stay out of the hot seat. But she's learned now and she jumps right in there. And she's amazing. But one person is typically the facilitator who decides, they do the poll of when we're going to do this, and they're the one that sends out the email and the link or whatever you need to connect with each other. So it's basically a place to goal set, and then a place to hold each other accountable, because what happens is then when it comes back your turn to be in the hot seat, or in our case, we're all going every week, it's like, how you coming on that? And it's great because you can also work through your fears. So if you have a money mindset issue where and this is a big one for readers for sure, where you're just doing way too many projects for free, and you're not valuing your work, and so that other people can kind of hold you accountable to how many scripts did you read for free this week, as opposed to how many did you get paid to read. It's that kind of thing. So it just makes you have to step up, and you commit to that group. It makes you give commitments, and it can be something, because sometimes it's hard, and family can be hard. You can't rely on family to be that. It puts so much pressure on them, and to have just colleagues do that is just a much different thing. So we wanted to kind of encourage you to do that. Reach out to each other. We have started to put posts in the group saying, hey, who's a horror buff? Hey, what genre are you? Because we are trying to start to get people to see because it's such a big group and it's growing so fast. And so as we get into, multiple thousands of people, we want to make sure that you can still find your tribe within the tribe. So right away, you can tell right away, and it's great because you guys report each other too, which is awesome. And thank you for that. So if you see someone that's just not fitting and is like either being rude or self-serving or whatever it might be, we kind of take a look. We always make sure that it's, it's cool. We want to make it, we don't want to censor people per se, but we want to make sure that the tribe is the tribe, right? And we want to keep you safe. We want this to be a safe, positive place. Very, very important. And if someone's coming in and being cranky and not very nice, go join a different group. That's how it goes. So that's the deal. So we've got people coming in, we have that filter, and then we're filtering the people within so that you guys can kind of get to know who's doing what genre. So feel free to post, who else does this or that, and you can make it work for you. So then that way you can start to build and you can do things on your own. And I really think I'd love to hear stories come back as to who you've put together and who you've, different masterminds that you've put together on your own. So I hope that kind of makes sense. Does anybody have any questions about any of it? Like, what is a mastermind? And I'm making sure. Yeah, so then every week you crack the whip, you do kind of a recap of where you're at. You remind people, especially if it's a bigger mastermind and everybody's kind of pitching in and you're doing the hot seat version, then when the person comes back around, they'll have to remind everybody what they were doing and where they were at. And sometimes those can be, we have another one that meets it's actually kind of intermittent. And so it meets probably monthly, I would say, right, Doug? So it meets monthly, and we kind of, we can say, hey, who's busy this day? It's very loose, and we just have a messenger group, and we kind of messenger each other. And then we have another one with producers that we're just getting started, and so that's pretty targeted as well. So it's an amazing tool. Can't recommend it highly enough. Start one soon. Start looking around as to, someone you might invite. It's a great way. It is a way to network. I don't think it's a networking tool per se, because you aren't really networking, but it's a way that, think about the people that you would like to meet, or maybe someone that's just outside your circle, or someone who knows someone. It's a way that you can start kind of nurturing those relationships. So it can be really, really cool. Yeah, I think monthly is about right. So I think you can do both. Is it better to have people in? So I'm going to read comments, by the way, because this is on YouTube and you can't see the comments. So is it better to have people in the flesh, or are online groups more challenging? I actually prefer the online thing because it doesn't, I'm doing it right now. It doesn't matter where you are, and it makes it so that you can meet every once in a while. Whenever you want to, as long as everybody can hook in. Zoom is a great platform for that, because you get a link and everybody just logs into the link, and it's has a free version that, as long as you don't go over a certain amount of time, you can do it for free. So that's a really great platform to use to do that. And then but I think it is good to meet in person every once in a while. So maybe if you can do, you can do both. Sometimes, you hear about things called the breakfast club, or people get together once a month for breakfast, and they kind of, then it becomes a little bit more social. And sometimes you can do, the mastermind is this, and every week we are meeting, or whatever you decide it is, and you just discuss things. But then you get together once a month, or every other month, or once a quarter even, and you do a more social thing. So if that makes sense. So there's some, and I know of many writers groups actually in LA that they meet online, and then they get together and then do something social. They go to a play or something. People are people. They are online in person. Flaky people gonna flake anyhow. Flaky people gonna flake, and that's true. And so you'll get right away who's serious about it and who's not. And sometimes people come in and out. Sometimes, like last week when we had Launch Brain, we were kind of useless when it came. We still met, we still did our mastermind, and this is classic. Just to give you an idea, we get all to the end, and I realized I had my shirt on inside out, and we all just started laughing. And I was like, on that note, and that was the end. It was classic. Yeah. I think, Cherie's a great example. She lives in a really rural area, so online really works for her. But it'd be nice to meet, right? So this is why it's so great to have gatekeepers, right? For those of you like Peggy and Cherie that live in the middle of nowhere. So it happens. It does. It was a classic moment, though. As I looked down, I'm like, why is my shirt? Oh, that's why. It's inside out. So yeah, but we had a good laugh and it was all fine. Yes, it is a swift punch in the arm. So, that is the greatest name ever. Anazus, is that right? Anazus? So yeah, we try not to beat each other, but it is a good, and there is this thing of, we do call each other out for sure. Whenever, someone is like making excuses that are obvious excuses, that are, most excuses are fear. They boil down to fear. They come out in all different wacky ways. But, yay. But, it does help you go like, yeah, you're right. I need to kind of get over it. Yeah. People freaking snowed in. We did. So, Kendra, should I tell this story? Look, I'm blushing. It's not fair because I'm the one on camera. We did have some really classic moments this launch. Yes. Oh, awesome. So invite him in, Jackie. The more the merrier. So I think writers do benefit. Just say it. I think writers do benefit from it. We always have, our stuff that we do is live, and so often we get some really hilariously funny live moments. I think I'm going to wait on that story. We'll have to talk. I have to get Doug's permission. But we just have some classic moments of trying to handle everything live, and sometimes there's tech snafus, and so we're trying to be live while we're like, you've seen it many times, or we're trying to find the link while we're doing it. You just saw it today. Oh, geez, says Doug. That's more of a... And we love it, right? It's so fun. We are having so much fun. There's so many times where we just stop everything and go, is this the greatest thing ever? We're just having so much fun. And it's because of you that we're having fun, because you guys are so hilariously great and just so responsive. So we will continue. I'm actually this evening going to talk to a producer, and hopefully they'll come on soon and fire away. So we do. Okay, so I'll fire away. He says okay. It is usually funny, not always. No, because we're not trying to be funny. That's not the thing. But so we do the workshops, the master classes, the master class. This is such a terrible story. The master classes are live. It's a PowerPoint, so you can't see us. You can only hear me, and so they're live. And at one point, it's a home. We broadcast from different places. We have a couple of different studios, and this particular day, we were broadcasting from a home studio. And so Doug got up to use the restroom, and it was so loud. I just started cracking up, and then I started to talk really loud to kind of talk over it. And it was, and then I thought, he's not gonna, and then whoosh, right? So I just started cracking up, and no one knows what I'm laughing at. And we did listen back to it, and you couldn't hear it as loud as I thought it was. Yeah, but then he was like, but I had to do that because he's got a dog. This is what we're dealing with here. He has a dog that barks anytime anybody stands up. So if we stand up, the dog starts barking, and so then that would be horrible. So this is our life. This is the life of an entrepreneur, and this is the life of doing online live shows. Yes, it is. But it's really fun. We're having and whatever. We're people, right? And you're right. We are real people, and we really do want it to be a really thing. So yes, online is working. So I'm seeing you guys and it is kind of cool though, if you're online but you're in a sort of similar area, that could actually be kind of cool, because then there is a chance that once you thaw out that you might actually be able to meet. And then there's cool things like we have several of our screenreaders are reading for the Austin Film Festival. So some of them I already saw that some of them are going to meet there this year. How cool is that, right? So it's just super exciting. So we wanted to kind of put that in your head. Use this group for that reason. Start looking at posts. When we welcome people, we ask, what is your favorite movie? And people give the greatest responses. Some of the homework that people did in the 3 video series, you can see their sensibilities by their homework, and it's so good, so smart. So go through and look at their homework, and then see who you identify with and reach out to them, and maybe they'd like to meet online or whatever, As long as there's no trolling, as long as everybody's nice, then yeah, there's no reason why. And you can always say no. You're grown adults. If someone approaches you and you're not feeling it, it's whatever, doesn't matter. So it is something to set. So go for the Austin Film Festival, you mean? Absolutely. This year, next year, this year. Why not? They're just getting started. So yeah, so there you have it. I hope that is inspiring on some level, and I hope it kind of, you know, it's hard. It's such a lonely, isolating thing being a writer. Often it can be really, really isolating, and you want to get those pages in. So we really do want to give you ways that you can get those pages done, get your screenplay done, or get your, you know, learn how to be a reader and get out there by helping each other. Really, really important. So on that note, I think we're going to cut for today now that we've told Doug's embarrassing story. So, and mine too, actually. We will be back next week. We are going to have a producer guest. I'm hoping next week. I think probably next week. I have to talk to him tonight, she says with confidence. But he's got a film coming out very soon, so we want to promote it. So we will just, you know where to find us. Just look in the Facebook group and we will let you know. So make sure you get that handout. Right? Partner. You need a partner, right? It makes it more fun. You get laughing faces with a partner. Sometimes they bring you angst, but not always. Not my partner. I wasn't referring to him. He knows what I'm referring to. I was referring to, never mind. Forget it. Sometimes there can be drama, but in general, you know, when you find the right person and you're working together, it's amazing. So thanks, you guys. So good to see you this week, and we will see you. Thank you. We'll see you next time. See you on the inside. We'll talk to you soon.